The Swallow and the Little Birds. A swallow on her flights had grown, quite worldly wise, surely, when one has flown about and seen so many things, it's going to follow that more than a few will one remember from those wanderings. This one, for instance, always knew when storms, even the merest winds would blow, and warn the sailors. Now it appeared that she saw a farmer planting many a row of hemp in season, and thereat, ah, woe, she mused, and promptly flew to tell a flock of birdlings of the portent fell. You see that hand zigzagging in the air? Soon it will deal your death, feed your despair. The seeds men sow today they reap tomorrow, and though each grain is harmless, they can be, for such as us, the source of many a sorrow, many a dire calamity, though more for you, my pets, than me. Myself I can fly off or find some nook protected from man's kind, safe from his lures, safe from his nets, and from his oh so many threats to life and limb and wing. So mind you well, my pretties, you would not conclude your days in a cage or pot. Listen then when I tell you, go, feed on those seeds before they grow. So spoke the swallow, but the birds, each one, made fun, found her words hollow. Ha! they laughed. No need. The earth feeds well, and when the sun nourished the hemp to green, again they chafed. And when she cried, save yourselves, pluck each stalk, each tender shoot that cursed plant has sprouted. Babbling old bird, prophet of doom, they shouted. Fine task you ask of us with all your talk. Enough of your absurd advice. Even 1,000 birds would scarce suffice to try and strip the whole field bare. The swallow, when the crop had grown quite high, heavy with future evil, cast an eye in its direction, adding, since you care little for all I've had to say till now, at least beware, I pray, when men, putting aside their hoe, their spade, their plough, wage war on you with hempen snare. Best then, either you never leave the nest, or move, like crane and duck and woodcock, and like me. But no, you're small, and it would ill behoove the feeble likes of you to soar the sea, the desert, seeking other climes. For you, there's really nothing else to do, but find some wall, some hole, and hide away. The birdlets, bored, chirp in their chitter-chatter, like Trojans lectured by Cassandra they, who heaped confused invective at her. Birds, Trojans, well the former, like the latter, suffered in turn, for many sore afflicted, lay trapped, ensnared, as Swallow had predicted. We heed no stranger's prophecies of woe, and sneer at evil till it lays low. The city rat and the country rat. A certain rat, a city type, once asked a country rat to come and dine on scraps of snipe, quite civilly at that. Upon a rug of Turkish weave, outspread, lay the collation. Just how the pair behaved, I leave to your imagination. The meal was all two rats could wish, but as they took their leisure, something, most likely humanish, came by to spoil their pleasure. Outside the door where they were eating, noises of frightful kind. Off flees the city rat retreating, country friend close behind. Next moment silence, rats come back, once danger has departed. Says city dweller, let's attack that tasty feast we started. Says rustic, no friend millionaire, tomorrow you come visit. It's not that I can match your fare, it's just not safe here, is it? I'm for much simpler meals, no question. Bye, I'd rather be able to eat unworriedly and free of indigestion. The Wolf and the Lamb. The strongest argue best, and always win. Read on, you'll find the proof thereof herein. A certain lamb his thirst was slaking next to a crystal stream, when lo, a hungry wolf drew near, his leisure taking, hoping to find a tasty meal or so. The beast in fearsome tones snarled, snorted, "How dare you foul my drink? I'll make you pay." "Pardon me, sire," meekly the lamb retorted, "but if your majesty, I pray, with due respect, would please consider, in effect, the facts, I'm sure that he would plainly see I'm 20 paces farther down than he. I fail to fathom what he's thinking, since in no way I can disturb his drinking." "Yes, yes, you do, and that's not all," replied the wolf. "I'll thank you to recall, last year you cursed me." "Me? But how? I wasn't even born, sire. Ask my mother. I'm still a suckling." "Then it was your brother." "Brother? I haven't any." "Then I vow it was some other of your scheming kin. You're all the same, plotting to do me in." Sheep, shepherds, hounds, well, tit for tat. Wherewith the beast, in all his fury, whisked him into the woods, whereat he wolfed him down, and that was that. No judge, no jury. The man and his image. A man who loved himself, unrivaled thought himself the fairest in the world to be. Happy in his delusion, he cared not for mirrors and their naughty falsity. And so to cure him, fate in nasty wise contrives to place before his eyes those silent counselors that women love, mirrors within, on all the walls, mirrors without, on merchant stalls, mirrors below, mirrors above. In pockets of the courtly swains, and on his lady's girdle chains, and thereupon, what does our proud Narcissus do? He goes hiding in deep recesses, where he knows he will be safe from mirrors' woes, secure. But in those refuges, fed by a pure and limpid source, there runs a stream. He looks, sees his reflection in the brooks, clear waters, flies into a rage, is sure that what he sees is an illusion merely. Tries to avert his eyes, eschew it, flee from the beauteous stream. Scarce can he do it. To tear himself away will cost him dearly. You see, I think, what my tale is about. Our soul, as you have guessed, no doubt, is that vain churl, utterly smitten with but himself. The mirrors represent men's follies, where our own are evident, and the clear stream, the maxims you have written. The dragon with many heads, and the dragon with many tails. An envoy from the Turkish courts, most sublime potentate, or so reports history's tale, announced one day before the minions of the emperor that he esteemed his master's troops to be more powerful by far than theirs, wherefore a German, taking issue presently, begins to speak. "Our prince," says he, "has vassals of such power that they can each alone raise up an army vast." The Turk, a man of sense, steadfast in his belief, retorts, "Sire, so they say, I know what force can be amassed by each of your electors, but pray hear a strange adventure mine, one that I pledge to be the truth, doubtful though it appear. Once, while I sat safely behind a hedge, I saw 100-headed hydra pass before it on the other side. My blood froze. One might well be horrified by less, I warrant. But no wide crevasse is there sufficient to permit those heads abhorrent to reach where I sit. I muse on the adventure when, alas, another dragon with a single head appears, one head, but many a tail instead. And, as in dread I sit, I see come through the hedge head, body, and all those tails. So too do I deem and esteem the powers, sire of your emperor and ours. The Thieves and the Donkey. They tell about two thieves who fought over a stolen donkey. One thought it ought be kept, the other sold. Fists flew, blows fell, and while our heroes sought to prove their point with daring do, another brigand came upon the scene and seized Master Alaboron. So too with military handiwork, some petty province is the prize, and while the warring princes agonize, Hungarian, Transylvanian, Turk, not just a thieving two, but three there is, no limit to such merchandise. A fourth steps in, resolves the fight, the donkey is his.